Why is it so hard to sell services? I think that's a great question. And in fact, it's a question that a lot of us in business have almost stopped asking because we realise or we think that that's just the way that it is. And I think we tend to blame ourselves too. So when we don't win the business that we think that we should win, we tend to take it personally. But there are 3 reasons why it is harder to sell services than it is to sell products. And this is about what happens outside of us. So those 3 reasons are intangibility, commoditisation and disruption. So let's have a look at each one of those and see why they affect us so much. So why do we miss out on business that we really deserve to win? Now, this is a question that people genuinely are asking. We pour a lot of our heart and soul and our effort into going after opportunities, and when we don't win them, it's very frustrating. But I think that the fundamental reason why people don't win the business that they deserve to win is actually because our thinking around business development is fundamentally flawed. In most big businesses, what we're doing is we're siloing business development into oblivion. And we tend to think of it as another term for sales and marketing, when actually it's not. Business development is all about how do we create value that customers can buy from us. Sales and marketing are functions, so they can go out and sell value, but only after we've built it. So business development is a task that your whole business really needs to be getting behind. And this is where a lot of us aren't doing as well as we should be. What is the problem with unique selling propositions? Well, I think we've all heard the term unique selling proposition or USP. For a long time, the world of marketing has been very taken with this idea. In fact, the USP was a term that was coined back in the 1940s. And what was happening back in those days was that advertisers were looking for a way of explaining why certain ad campaigns were more successful than others, and they decided that it was because of the unique selling proposition that the advertiser was making in that campaign. That's what made it successful. So a great example of this in consumer marketing is M&M's. So they have a slogan, which most of us have heard, which is melts in your mouth and not in your hand. And that's a very long-standing slogan for them. They've been using it since 1954. So how can you talk about what you do so that people want to buy it? Well, answering this question is actually the reason why I wrote my new book, Value. It's because I've spent the best part of the last 2 decades working with people on high stakes bids and tenders worth, many millions of dollars. And I've seen how even the smartest and the most successful people among us really struggle with this question. We all have a bit of a blind spot when it comes to what we do and understanding the true value of that. So it's about finding that connection between what you know and what you can do, and on the other hand, what makes commercial sense for a customer to buy. So let's talk about value for a minute.